Now to continuing coverage of today's execution. The family of the Tulsa mom murdered back in 1995 says they can finally move on now that the man you see there on death row for killing her is dead.
We told you Jemaine Cannon was convicted and sentenced to death in the murder of Sharonda White Clark. Fox 23's Scott Martin was one of the witnesses of today's execution, along with Sharonda's family.
Sharonda Clark's daughter and sister watched as the man who killed their loved one was executed. They say that they can finally rest at ease knowing he will never be able to escape prison again.
This is finally done. There's no more escaping. There's no more possibilities. That's what puts us at ease.
Moments after watching her mother's killer take his last breath, Jemaine White Hicks is bravely moving on.
She may not be here in flesh. However, she is still here within me, within her sister, within our family.
Jemaine Cannon escaped prison while serving a 15-year sentence for beating an 18-year-old woman. That escape landed him to Sharonda Clark, who he stabbed to death in Midtown Tulsa in 1995. The last 28 years have been grueling for her family.
He died in his peace. Unfortunately, my mom did not have that opportunity. He was allowed to say his goodbyes, read lips, give thumbs up.
He stood by his self-defense claim, sharing his faith for his final words. Clark's daughter and sister Shea Duncan called it selfish, and they're not surprised he showed no remorse for what investigators called a violent crime.
I really didn't expect an apology. He hasn't been apologetic throughout the whole thing. So his last words was not a surprise.
Jemaine says it's unfair for victims to feel content by just putting their perpetrator behind bars. She says justice isn't what she feels now, but she says she can finally turn the page.
We did it. We were your voice. We stood for you when you could not stand.
In McAllister, covering news that matters, Scott Martin, Fox 23 News.